Hello, my loves. We are here on Election Day. We're about halfway through Election Day, probably. And I felt so called and so moved this morning as I was sitting in my own prayer and meditation practice. It came to me, I was doing my own version of the metta meditation, the Buddhist metta meditation prayer. And it dawned upon me, I was like, you know what? Because I had been thinking, what else can I do? And I had felt really called to do a community meditation today for our IG community. And I was like, you know what? That's what we're going to do. That's what we're going to do. I have the Buddhist metta meditation prayer in my first book, Fierce Authenticity, Show Up, Be Seen, Get Love. And so I am going to be reading from chapter 6, perfectly named Transitions, the Fiercely Authentic Way. And you know what? I am going to read the quote here from Thich Nhat Hanh that I had started the chapter with. And the quote is, "You must love in such a way that the person you love feels free." So I just invite us to pause into that as we are here in the midst of Election Day. And I'm going to be reading from page 178. The Loving Kindness meditation, also known as the metta meditation, comes from the Buddhist tradition and is one of the most powerful exercises in cultivating compassion for yourself and others. What makes this exercise even better is that you get to be a part of it. When doing metta meditation, you are the first person to receive your own love and kindness. This creates the fertile soil for you to feel love and kindness, which you then ripple out to the rest of the world, including the people with whom you struggle. One phrase that I've learned for those people with whom we struggle recently is from Valerie Kaur, our opponents, right? So we can ripple out that love and kindness even out to our opponents. And I want to back up here or pause here and also say, we're in a really, there's a lot of fear energy. There's a lot of division energy. There is a lot of energy asking for our attention. And that's actually what I was meditating on this morning, is which energy did I want to plug in and be a part of? And if you've seen my stories, if you've seen my posts lately, they keep asking you, what would love do? What would love do? What would love do? And how would love be? How would love vote? And in order for us to be able to do that, we have to actually be plugged into the energy of love. And so that's what, actually I'm looking at this is not a power plug, it's my old school earbuds, but there's a plug here, right? We have to actually plug into what it is that we want to come through these earbuds. We have to plug a lamp into the wall to power up that lamp. And so in order to power ourselves up with love, we have to actually plug into the energy of love. And so when we do the metta meditation, when we engage in this practice, the loving kindness meditation, we are plugged into the energy of love. We get to be instruments of love, and we contribute to a much greater vibration on this planet, instead of falling fear and victim to the energy of fear, right? Or falling victim to the energy of fear. And so it is us making a conscious decision, because where energy goes, or where our attention goes, energy flows. And if we are sucked into the fear, we are creating more fear energy on the planet. And if we are choosing instead to align with love, to plug into love, and to then focus on love, we are elevating and amplifying that energy on the planet. And so that is why today we are doing the metta meditation prayer, the loving kindness meditation prayer. And knowing that we start with us and then we ripple it out. I mean, everything I talk about, it's written in this book even. Everything that I talk about and teach about is about rippling that love out. And so how do we do that? We do that by engaging in these practices that I'm sharing with you right here from my first book, Fierce Authenticity. Show up, be seen, get love. So back to the reading. The metta meditation is, in a sense, a practice of fierce authenticity, demonstrating fierce love for yourself and then sharing it with others. Loving kindness meditation isn't just for when you're having a difficult time relating with others or trying to find peace in a situation. The practice of metta is recommended as a daily practice to cultivate love towards yourself and eventually ripple that loving kindness out to the world as a whole. The goal of loving kindness meditation is to evoke a feeling of warm-heartedness towards the self and others. The world today greatly needs huge doses of love and kindness. And again, how true is that for today, election day, halfway through the day? We need this loving kindness to be amplified and spread through the world. And so here's how it is done. Start by getting into a comfortable seated position, typically with your feet flat on the floor and your back upright. Take a few deep breaths. Focus your attention on your heart space. And then begin the practice. Start by sending loving kindness to yourself, and then ripple it out to others, starting with those closest to you and ending up with all beings on earth. Simple. It is that simple. And I'm going to add this little caveat here that the way it's described in this book is a formal practice, right? But you can do this meditation anywhere at any time. And before we end our live stream today, I will also share with you a super quick, like 3-second prayer that you can use if you don't have anything other than 3 seconds, okay? So there are various ways to engage in the loving kindness meditation. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to skip to the practice, the long form, found on page 180 of my book. As you focus, and this is where I'm going to invite you to engage in the practice with me as I walk you through it. As you focus your attention on the space at your heart, recite the following phrases to yourself about yourself. May I be happy. May I be well. May I be safe. May I be peaceful and at ease. And you can keep repeating these phrases to yourself for a short period of time and notice whether you're able to connect with a warm-hearted feeling. Some people have a hard time connecting with themselves, and that's okay. Perhaps you can picture yourself as a child, that you are sending love and kindness towards a child version of you. And so again, that's may I be happy, may I be well, may I be safe, may I be peaceful and at ease. And once you have focused on yourself for a period of time, begin to ripple that loving kindness out to others, starting with those closest to you. And then you continue to move on out from there. So call to mind a person whom you love and care for deeply. Then direct loving kindness to them. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Repeat this for a short period of time, sending them love and kindness. And then shift your attention to the next layer in the circle. A neighbor, an acquaintance, or someone about whom you are neutral. Perhaps the other voters at the ballot place. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. And after repeating that for a period of time, move out one level further, calling to mind someone you have difficult feelings or a difficult relationship towards. Again, Valerie Kaur calls these our opponents. These could be political candidates. These could be people in your life who are not voting the way you would like them to. These can be any opponents who are arising today. May you be happy. May you be well. May you be safe. May you be peaceful and at ease. Because here's the reality of it, my friends. When people are peaceful and at ease, they're not out here spewing hate and doing awful things to each other, because they are peaceful and at ease. And so this is why we pray for the happiness, well-being, safety, peace, and ease. And I'm going to add, and freedom, for our opponents and those people who are really hard for us to feel these feelings towards. And if you notice resistance or sadness, grief, or other feelings other than loving kindness, know that you aren't alone. It's actually really hard to pray for our opponents or those with whom we have difficult relationships. This is the layer that often brings up the most difficult emotions as part of your emotional detoxification. You don't have to judge whatever is arising. In fact, if feelings of sadness or grief arise, first of all, just let them move through. Emotions are just energy in motion. They need to just pass through. It's when we don't allow them to pass through that we run into challenges, that we run into problems, that things get stuck and contribute to worsening feelings or physical health conditions. So just let them pass through. And also know that it might mean that your heart is softening up just a little bit, which will allow the healing to happen on a deeper level. And again, there is no need to judge either way. Simply stay present with yourself through the experience. And finally, after repeating the previous phrase, for a period of time. Think of all beings on this planet and of the planet herself. And repeat. May all beings be happy. May all beings be well. May all beings be safe. May all beings be peaceful and at ease. As you begin to wrap up the practice, allow the feelings of loving kindness to wash over you, permeating through every cell of your body. Allow each and every single cell to open up and soak in this juicy, juicy, beautiful feeling. And know that this peace, this happiness, this freedom, this ease, this is your natural state of being. Free from the conditions and the bounds of what the dominant systems would have you believe. So once you complete the practice, go about the rest of your day as usual and notice what shift this practice has made for you. Whether you joined me live or whether you're watching the replay, I want to share a big, huge thank you and so much gratitude for you, to you, for joining me today in plugging into love and allowing love to be your guiding force for the day. Today and always. And before we officially go, there's two other forms of this practice that I want to share with you, because for me it has evolved over time. And a shorter, like, spot check version that I often do and have actually been doing for the last almost 30 days. Tomorrow makes 28 days, because I have been praying for some opponents of mine, people with whom I have really been struggling and been challenged with. And a mentor of mine suggested that I pray for these people every day. Actually, it started as one person, and then I realized there were others also surrounding that person in these situations that I had to pray for as well. And so I have been doing these prayers. Tomorrow will make 28 days. And here's the way I've been doing it. It's like literally a 5 or 10 second prayer. And it's, may they be happy. May they be healthy. May they be blessed. May they be free. Because literally reiterating the fact that when people are happy and when they are blessed and they are free, they are not doing the bullshit we see on this planet today. And sometimes I switch it up. Sometimes it's may they be happy, may they be healthy, may they be blessed, may they be free. Sometimes it's may they be well, may they be free. May they be happy, may they be healthy, may they be well, may they be free. So there are different words you can fill in. That's not the formal prayer, but it's the way I have modified and adapted it. And then, of course, there's my absolute favorite, which I have documented right here. It's the prayer when you literally ain't got it in you to do these long forms, when you know that you are not in the energy of love, when you know that you are spitting daggers instead of flowing love. It is the prayer, bless them, change me. And actually, if you saw a reel of mine, I think I posted it a couple months ago. It was actually hella funny. It was such a funny one where it was like, breathe in, breathe out. Don't knock they ass out. Breathe in, breathe out. It was like something like that. It's a hilarious one. And I wrote that, like, you know, this girl who grew up in the ghetto who was like, yes, do not knock them bitches out. I had to do this prayer. And my super simplest prayer is bless them, change me. I'm driving in traffic. Someone cuts me off. I like scream at them to move the energy, to be like, oh my God, I can't believe you fucking did that. F you. Because I do speak like that on the road at times. I'm not proud of it, but I'm human. And I'll be like, oh, bless them, change me. Same thing. You see someone on the internet, you see something getting triggered, you see something get pissed in you, and you're like, ooh, I just like said a thing. And then you're like, you know what? Bless them, change me. And for me, this practice helps to correct that energy. It helps to call back any fear, any harm that was thrown out there. Helps to return it to source, and to source to transmute. And it also helps remind me that it's me. I am not a fan of, I'm not a Swiftie, but you know, it's me. It's me. Bless them, change me. So those are your practices and those are your meditations for today and always, all the days coming forth. We are in the midst of a revolution. We are literally in revolutionary times. If you've seen, it's little r, big E. That's how I've been talking about revolutionary times. And it's messy. And it's like the process of destruction, you know, or the process of construction, where in order to build, you have to destroy what was there. Otherwise, you are building on a bad foundation. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't do that. You wouldn't want to build on a bad foundation. And as people who are building our new world together, as people who are creating our new world together, no. So we have to see the destruction and the demolition, you know, very much the Kali Ma energy, to destroy and destruct all that is not love, so that we can build anew from the ground up. Building anew. Building anew. Building anew. Building systems rooted in care, rooted in love, rooted in justice. From a place of love, not fear. So no matter what you choose to do today, how you choose to vote, how you choose to exercise your right to not vote, know that there are actions and practices that you can take. And the most important one is to ask yourself, what would love do? What would love say? How would love vote? And one that I shared this morning in a post was, and stepping back and letting love lead. One of my prayers this morning was, dear God, dear love, I step back, I let love lead. And so with that, again, I was reading from my first book, my first published book, Fierce Authenticity, Show Up, Be Seen, Get Love, available at all major online retailers, available in ebook format as well as the print book format. Chapter 6 on transitions. which we are in the period of a big transition right now. We are in the midst, we're in what Brené Brown would call the messy middle, right? We are in the messy middle of our reckoning as a collective. And so these are the tools and practices that will support you as you continue to be out there living life as part of this world in evolutionary times. Because you are not here by accident. Your soul chose to incarnate here at this time on the planet for a very specific reason. You are here to help us elevate and raise our consciousness as a human species and to evolve our human consciousness. And so thank you again for joining me. I'm sending you so much love, and we will be together again soon. Take really good care.